After waiting months for a subpar PlayStation State of Play, Ghost of Tsushima 2 was revealed as the closer, but it is not a sequel, and it's actually known as Ghost of Yotei, which is set 300 years after Ghost of Tsushima. Now, people were surprised to find out that the game seemed to focus on a female samurai called Atsu, and not Jin from the original game. And of course, since it's a woman lead, you may have imagined the anti-woke crowd getting ready to boycott this game and scream DEI. But surprisingly, I've seen more complaints at the idea of the anti-woke crowd complaining than the crowd complaining themselves. Now, Atsu is played by Erika Ishii, an American actor who's done some voice acting on a fair amount of video games, so this isn't her first gig. Where people may have an issue is with her Twitter bio, which is the Ghost of Yotei at Worlds Beyond Pod, Dimension 20 at Dropout, Crit Roll, Gender Wave, which is supposed to mean gender fluid, and all pronouns. Now, of course, being gender fluid and happy with all pronouns, I assume that she would position herself on the leftist side. And you can agree or disagree wherever you stand on the left or the right. That's if you can even read her bio. Because as it turns out, some of the people who are classed as the anti-woke / DEI is bad crowd, such as Endymion or Grums, as you can see here, the critical drinker, he seems to have been blocked by her and can't see her Twitter account. Now, it's understandable why she may want to protect herself from them, but this isn't the best look, since if their audiences don't like this stance, they still have access to go to her account and say bad things or try and put her in a bad light through her tweet history. Now, Endymion wasn't too pleased with this, stating, Ghost of Tsushima sequel stars a Japanese woman samurai because of course it does. They can't help themselves until every franchise that was built on masculinity is replaced by women. Ghost of Yotei, hopefully, is a smaller spin-off game, but if this is the true sequel and is the new main character of a Jin Sakai, F that. So sick of forced girl boss narratives, man. If you've heard of Mighty Keith, you will know that him and Endymion are not on the best of terms. However, Shawn Layden, who used to be the CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment America, in response to Keith, but mainly in response to Endymion. Number one, it's a game, an entertainment, a story a team of creators believe in. They want to make this. And two, it's a game. If you don't like it, don't buy it. In fact, why not make the game you want yourself? To which Endymion then responds to this by saying, the previous head of PlayStation, Shawn Layden, responds to my comment about Ghost of Yotei, says if you don't like it, don't buy it. Thanks, Shawn, very unique insight there. I wonder if Shawn is aware that it's not just me, but literally thousands of other players who are also not buying a lot of Western games this year. Look at Concord, Suicide Squad, Dustborn, Tau, it keeps growing. These types really can't read the room sometimes. It's not surprising, but it's disappointing nonetheless. Now, Endymion has a point here because all of those games have been pushed to some extent and have flopped miserably. Concord was shut down just a couple of weeks ago, as I made a brief video about that. Suicide Squad has also not been doing very hot recently. Dustborn, a government-funded game, also hasn't done well, and Tau 2. So it's always very damaging to say if you don't like it, don't buy it or don't consume it. This is not a new take, and it's also been happening through other media too, such as in films and shows. For example, if we look at Charlie's Angels, where there was an article saying, sorry men, this isn't for you, and then a later article saying, why aren't men watching this? Well, clearly they've been told that they're not the target audience, and that's why the film flopped. Supposedly, we have She-Hulk, where if you didn't watch it, you were classed as a misogynist, if you base it on Twitter, which realistically no one should. But that's also no longer getting a second season. And if we go to even more recent times, we have Star Wars Acolyte, which also is no longer getting a second season. And it didn't help that there was a lot of beef with the lead actress of the show. So this doesn't just happen in video games, but it happens in all media. Now, it should be blatantly obvious that if you aren't the target audience, then don't consume the product, as it's probably not for you. If you don't like spicy food, you wouldn't order a chili. But Shawn Layden actively telling people that they are not the audience is not a good look. Let that audience decide for themselves. Do I think this game will suffer due to this? Not at all. And as it currently stands, I will be buying this game as I loved the first one and I look forward to what they do with Atsu and the world in the next game. We'll have to see how more things develop as more information is released, but until then, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.